And we do bring you back to regional championship coverage on KCLY as the Clay Center Lady Tigers set to face the Marysville Bulldogs. Your opening pitch of the regional championship game is a pop fly on the infield, and what a play by Lexi Lively, going far to her right behind third base to come up with the play, and there is one down. Macy Raver, the leadoff hitter for the Marysville Bulldogs, her center fielder. The leadoff spot, the shortstop Holly Holthouse, followed by the third baseman Sarah Roberts. Clara Edwards back in the circle for Clay Center, and big-time defensive start as Lexi Lively goes deep in the hole to come up with that catch, and there's one away. Edwards' first pitch to the number 2 hitter, Holthouse, is across for a strike. The count is 0-1. Raver batted from the left side, Holthouse from the right side of the plate, and there's a ground ball dribbled back out to the pitcher. Edwards quickly over to first, and there's 2 away, and that'll bring up Sarah Roberts. An easy ground ball for Clara Edwards to handle. She had 7 strikeouts in the 5-inning game earlier in that 10-0 win in 5 innings over Concordia. And then Marysville handled Chapman in 6 innings, ending at 10-0. Here's the pitch from Edwards. And just missing, maybe up and out. 1-0 count. It is 2 down, nobody aboard, top half of the first inning. Roberts at the plate. Downard on deck if Roberts would get aboard. Swing and a miss, and there's strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shelby Downard, who is the pitcher for Marysville in the on-deck circle, she had 2 homers in the first game and pitched the victory as well. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Down low and inside, and the count 2 balls and a strike. Tiger baseball will get started before too long against Rock Creek. That is for the regional championship at Kelly Campbell Field and Clay Center. Here's the pitch from Edwards. Popped up, foul territory back against the backstop, and Kylie Rosenau back in at catcher in this second game without the use of Jerry Ann Holt playing behind the plate. Rosenau catching both of the games. 2-2 pitch from Edwards, and low and inside, 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count goes full. Defensively, Edwards in the circle as mentioned, Rosenau behind the plate, the infield, Branson at third, Lively at short, Hamill at second base, Ferguson over at first, and the outfield Callaway in left, Shivers in center, Nelms in right field. There's a pop-up out in front of home plate. Rosenau will go out and take it herself. Nice play with the catcher to pop out of the stance, get rid of the headgear, and catch it in fair territory. So a 3-up, 3-down inning starts. Clay Center comes to the plate when we come back.
People ask me, Brandy, what's the best part of my job? It's the hours spent helping people buy their first home, or the hours spent helping customers refinance their house to get a little breathing room when life gets rough. Union State Bank has brought back our 30-year mortgage for whatever situation life throws at you. We enjoy helping customers navigate the mortgage loan process in a no-pressure, informative, friendly setting. I'm Brandy Lippert with Union State Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Replacing a roof is a substantial undertaking. It's one of the biggest financial commitments a homeowner will make. But the long-term value of a solid, attractive, and leak-free roof is well worth it. McGee Roofing offers residential and commercial roofing replacement, along with guttering and siding. With the colors and textures available in siding, you can customize the look of your home or business. For roof replacement or repair, gutters and siding, McGee Roofing is committed to customer satisfaction. Call them for an estimate.
Let's give you the lineup for the Lady Tigers. We gave it to you defensively. Now here's how they'll show up at the plate. Janae Shivers will lead it off. The center fielder is followed by Gracie Feith, the designated player, then Clara Edwards, the pitcher. Cleanup spot is Hannah Ferguson at first base. The right fielder, Gabby Nelms, will bat fifth. Aaron Hamill, the second baseman, in that sixth slot. And the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Haley Franson at third. Sid Callaway in left field, and Kylie Rosenau behind the plate. Lexi Lively, as mentioned, made that great play to start the ball game defensively. Will be playing in the field and not batting in this ball game. Janae Shivers leads it off against Shelby Downard, the junior from Marysville, one of the better pitchers across the state, and she hits Shivers to begin the ball game, and Clay Center's got their leadoff runner aboard. It was a pitch down in the dirt. It short hop into the leg of Shivers, so free pass, and that brings up Gracie Feith, who will bat from the right side of the plate for the Lady Tigers. Feith, a sophomore. We see her play at shortstop often as well from Lady Tigers. Takes the first pitch in for a strike. Shivers off the bag. They'll look her back. Brittany Fink, the catcher for the Bulldogs. Downard inside the circle. Sarah Roberts at third, Kayla Glore over at first. There's a bunt attempt by Thief, and it fouls back against the backstop. The count goes to 0-2. Up the middle, Holly Holthouse is shortstop, Sierra Becker at second, and the outfield from right to left, Alex Denner, Macy Raver, and Isabel Rose. Leadoff runner aboard, that's Janae Shivers at first, hit by a pitch. And now an 0-2 count on Thief to pitch in. And a ground ball back up the middle. Picked up, now no play, safe at first. Downard looked to throw it to second base. Her shortstop was not covering, the second baseman was. I think she turned and saw her shortstop, who wasn't near the bag. She had the double clutch. By the time she looked back over at first, Gracie Thief had beaten it out, and the Lady Tigers have runners at first and second for Clara Edwards. They're about 10 minutes away from starting play over at Campbell Field, Clay Center Tigers baseball against Rock Creek for a trip to state in Salina. Here the Lady Tigers have runners at first and second, nobody out. So Downard was looking at a fielder's choice to second, and I think she spun and saw her shortstop, who wasn't near the bag because she wasn't covering. I didn't see the second baseman, Becker, but I think she was coming to cover the bag. Now the ball gets by the catcher Fink, and the third Shivers. The second is Thief, and what a start for the Lady Tigers, at least the opportunity for a great start here, with runners now at second and third. And a hit by pitch and an error on the pitcher, allowing the first two runners aboard. The count is 2-0 to Edwards. And in for a strike on the inside corner. It's 2-1. Edwards singled in the first game tonight. She reached 3 times, once on an error, once on a walk. Here's the 2-1, and down in the dirt, called for a strike, they say, 2-2. Edwards didn't like it, laid off of it. Pitch was called for a strike right at the knees, so the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at second and third for the Lady Tigers. The pitch from Downard. Ground ball toward the shortstop. This will score 1. The throw to first is there. Now the runner Thief going to third, and she's in safely. So the Lady Tigers had the first run on the board. Shivers scores easily on the ground ball. RBI out off the bat of Clara Edwards. And the play at third then goes. Now we're going to ask if they called her safe at first as well. No, they did not. Okay. Edwards was staying on at first base, and Lady Tigers thought they had a runner at first and did not. They do get the runner to third, so 1 out. Ground out by Edwards. Thief to third. Shivers scores. It's 1-0, and now Hannah Ferguson is in. And the pitch inside, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, with just 1 out, a runner at third base. Gabby Nelms on deck. Hannah Ferguson, the batter here in this bottom of 1. Fouls it to the right side off the screen, and it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 down in the bottom of 1. It was a 3-up, 3-down inning defensively. Hannah Ferguson digs in on the right side. Thief down at third. And a ground ball back up the middle and through. That'll score a run. And Hannah Ferguson's on with a single right up the middle. Downard left for the ground ball coming at her. Couldn't get to it. And it's through cleanly. And Clay Center has a 2-0 lead early. Ferguson with the first hit of the game. 2 runs in. And now Gabby Nelms will stand in on the left side. 2-0 ball game. There's the pitch home. And it's up high, 1-0. 1-0, 1 down, 1 on. 2 runs across already in this bottom of the first. In Tiger baseball, we'll be playing Rock Creek as well for a trip to state. That game coming up. The pitch to Nelms, outside corner, and the count's 1-1. Nelms, a senior right fielder, hitting .468 on the season, a .580 on-base percentage. 1 ball, 1 strike count to her from Shelby Downard. Pitch home. Squares to bunt it. It gets by, and Ferguson easily down to second. Fink got a glove out on it, but it was well up and out, and it rolled to the backstop. So Ferguson to second base. And now Nelms has a runner in scoring position with the hitter's count at 2 balls and 1 strike. Just 1 down, bottom of 1. Downard's pitch to Nelms. Took something off of it, and Nelms got out in front. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lady Tigers 23-0 now, trying to make it back-to-back trips to the state tournament. Last year in Emporia, this year in Salina. Nelms, good job to stay alive at a low outside pitch right at the knees, but she got a piece of it and keeps the bat alive. Get a runner at second base. Hannah Ferguson singled and reached on the wild pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nelms. And strike 3 on the outside corner. With 2 down. That'll bring up Erin Hamill, who had 2 doubles in the opening game. Rocketed 2 to the left center field gap. Drove in runs both times. 2 down, the runner out at second she could exchange places with. There's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Hamill stands in on the right side. Haley Franson waits in the on-deck circle. An 0-1 count with 2 down, and Hannah Ferguson on at second base. The Lady Tigers up 2-0. Here's the pitch home. And this one's low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tiger baseball against Rock Creek coming up as well. We'll share the broadcast when both teams are on the field and kick it back and forth from here to Campbell Field. Here's a 1-1. Hamill, fly ball towards center field. Short center, long run for the center fielder, and she bobbles but hangs on. Macy Raver makes a good play sliding in on her knees to make the catch. But the Lady Tigers put 2 on the board in their half of the first. 1 complete. Play Center leads at 2-0.
A familiar face and a friendly smile. The Citizens National Bank.
Hi, this is Linda Reed with the Citizens National Bank. Disaster rarely gives advance warning and can happen at any time. Are you prepared for the unthinkable? Is your valuable property protected? Safe Deposit Box is a great place to store valuable items and important documents. Stop by and see one of our customer service reps and get your Safe Deposit Box today. The Citizens National Bank, Downtown Clay Center, member FDIC.
Personalized blood flow restriction is the latest in rehab technology available at Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Center. A specialized tourniquet is applied to an injured limb to temporarily reduce the amount of blood in the exercising limb. This allows a patient the ability to lift very light weights and still see similar results as lifting heavy. Positive results from BFR have occurred in Achilles tendon repairs, fractures, rotator cuff repairs, nerve injuries, and more. Ask about it at Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Center in Manhattan.
So Clay Center scores 2 in their half of the first. Janae Shivers hit by a pitch, reaches and scores. Gracie Thief reached on an error. And then Clara Edwards able to ground ball toward third or shortstop and get her out. Here's a ground ball to Lexi Libby, the pick up and throw, and they get Downard. Again, she hit 2 homers in the first game. She was intentionally walked the other time she came to the plate, but the Lady Tigers get the opening out here in the second on a ground ball out to Lexi Libby. So 1 away, and the batter will be Kayla Glore. Lady Tigers scoring 2 in their half of the first, as mentioned. 3 up, 3 down defensively. It started with an out made by Lexi Libby at shortstop. She went deep in the hole behind third to make a catch on a little soft liner. There's a fly ball right side, long run for Erin Hamill. She'll make the play in fair territory. Way behind first base went Erin Hamill, and she hauls it in, and there's 2 quickly away here in the second. Well, Erin made 2 of the better plays you will see at any level in the first game, going to her left, dove, knocked it down, flipped it to first, and then made another one backhanding a short hop going to her right. Left-handed batting now, Sierra Becker swings at the first pitch. It's 0-1. Clay Center leads here 2-0. There is 2 down, nobody aboard. We are in the top of the second. Edwards pitch home. And change up that Becker was able to. She could have swung twice at that before it got to the plate, but she did hold off and not take an attempt at it. The count's 1-1. There's Edwards with the pitch in. And this one's popped straight up and back and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Edwards had 7 strikeouts in that first game. She's sitting right now on 98 Ks in her freshman season. A 1 ball, 2 strike count now against Sierra Becker. And the pitch home. And just missing. Low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, nobody on. We are in the top of the second. and they are likely underway over at Campbell Field. We'll see if we can get an out here and kick it over and catch up with Flip Casper. Fly ball center field. Janae Shivers back and camps underneath of it, and another 3-down inning for the Lady Tigers defensively. They lead 2-0 through 1.5. Let's send it over to Phil Casper.
All right, thanks, Rock. We are underway here at Campbell Field in the Tigers' half of the first. They are the visitors, so batting first, Brigham Glaze came out first, struck out on his first at-bat. Zenger pitching for Rock Creek and pitching pretty well. Nate Leiby at the plate right now. There's a curveball. That is a called strike 3. So 2 batters to Zenger and 2 Ks. That's going to bring up Wyatt Alexander. In Clay Center wins that first game, 8-5 over Concordia. Had a chance to talk with some of the Concordia players, and really all they could say was great game, and that's exactly what it was. Just a great game, great win. There's a fly ball from Wyatt Alexander. That's going to be trouble in center fielder. The center fielder coming in. That's going to be a base hit for Alexander. Drops in to center field. So Clay Center with 2 outs, 1 on. Dylan Swihart coming up. Let's get you back to Rocky Downing.
You bet, Flip. Lady Tigers just coming to the plate here, and if something starts happening, Wyatt gets around the bases, you can let us know and jump in. Haley Franson's going to lead off, though, in the bottom of the second for the Lady Tigers, who lead it 2-0. It'll be Franson, Callaway, Rosenau due up 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Haley was 2 for 2 in the last game and reached base all 3 times. There's a bunt out in front of the plate. Tough play. No throw at first. And Haley Franson's on with a leadoff bunt single. Right out in front of home plate. Downer, no chance. First baseman, no chance. Fink had to pick it up, the catcher, and she had no throw because Franson was already there. And now we have... They're going to say the batter is out, that she was hit by the bunt. Wow. Franson with palms in her hair I don't have any idea. That ball was bunted right out in front of home plate. Everybody on the field made the play, and the umpire says it hit Haley Franson, so she is out. Great start, turns into an out, and now Sid Callaway bats. Sid was 3 for 3 in game 1. Here's the pitch home. Down in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Callaway bats with Rosenau on deck. The Lady Tigers leading 2-0 in the top half, or the bottom half of the second inning. Here's the pitch into Callaway from Downard. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's in the dirt, 2-1. Flip, did the Tigers keep it going there in their half of the first?
Just sending you a text, Rocky. Wyatt, or rather Dylan Swihart flew out to third base, so 1 runner left on. We are midway through the first. No score. Rock Creek coming up to bat.
All right, thanks, Flip. Here it's 1 down, nobody on. Clay Center leads it 2-0. Bottom of 2. Strike called against Callaway, and she's got a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Pitch in, fouled away, right side. Callaway stays alive in the at-bat. Callaway and then Rosenau, if one of those 2 can get aboard, the top of the order is going to be back up in Janae Shivers. 2-2 count here, 1 down. Here's the pitch to Sid again. Line drive right side, just foul. That stays fair. Could have been extra bases for the speedy Sid Callaway, but it just flared off to the right and foul. 2-2 count, 1 down. Again, bases are empty as Callaway bats for the Lady Tigers here in the bottom of 2. The pitch from the junior for Marysville, Shelby Downard on its way home. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll bring up Kylie Rosenau. Rosenau caught the last out of the last inning against Marysville. Pop up, or the first inning, I should say, will pop up out in front of the plate. She caught it in fair territory. Pitch into Kylie's, called for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Tiger baseball underway. They went scoreless in their half of the first. We'll get you back over and check in again in a moment. Here's the 0-1 to Rosenau, and it's outside the zone low, 1-1. Downard, the pitcher for Marysville, Brittany Fink, behind the plate. It's a 1 ball, 1 strike count to Rosenau, and a strike called just below the knees and just off the inside corner, but a friendly strike zone. It's 1-2. 2-0, Lady Tiger lead. Here's a pitch home. And popped straight back off the bat of Rosenau. The count stays 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here in the bottom of the second, Clay Center leading 2-0. A trip to Salina for this year's state championships. 4A Division II going to Salina this year. Winner of this game heads that way next Thursday. 1-2 is the count on Rosenau here in the bottom of the second. Pitch in is inside. And so Kylie Rosenau working a good at bat here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Bottom of 2. 2-0 Clay Center. Deuce is wild here in the second. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And a line shot back up the middle. A base hit for Rosenau. Kylie Rosenau smoked it right back toward the pitcher faster than it came in. There's 2 down. And we'll have a courtesy runner in for the Lady Tigers now, as Sarah Finley will come run for Rosenau. So Kylie extends the inning with a single right back up the box. And now she can head back in and get the catcher's gear on. And Sarah Finley will run at first base as a courtesy runner, and that brings Janae Shivers up. She reached in the first, hit by a pitch, then came around to score. The junior stands in on the right side, awaits the pitch, and one across for a strike, 0-1. Shivers and then Gracie Fief and Clara Edwards, top 3 in the Lady Tiger lineup. 2 down, a runner on at first. That's Finley running for Rosenau, had the single. And there's a pitch low and away. And the count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of 2, Clay Center love to add something here. 2 down, they have a runner aboard. There's a fly ball, short left field, and the shortstop able to get out and make the play. Nicely done by Holly Holthouse. Clay Center through 2 complete, leads it 2-0. Let's send it back over to Kelly Campbell Field.
All right, thanks, Rox. Skylar Merritt on the mound for the Tigers. 2 down, hard hit ball to third base now by Zinger. Gets past Keegan Brownell into left field, so Zinger gets on with the first base hit. Merritt has faced 3 batters. He struck out the first. Derek Shaheen grounded out to third base. And now Zinger with the single bring up Garrett, the catcher, with 2 down. 1 on. We're scoreless. Rock, I'll send it back to you in just a minute. We'll see if Clay Center can close out this inning with 1 on. Skylar Merritt looking pretty good so far. Shawnee's throwing some good pitches, good heat, like we saw in the bottom of 7th against Concordia.
Yeah, he was absolutely filthy getting Concordia at the end of that last game, and he's focused today.
Yeah,
I mean, he's really throwing the ball very well, probably as well as he's thrown all year.
He really looks good. Rock Creek, we know they can put the ball in play. They will hit the ball well, but Merritt keeping them on their heels as the count goes 1-1. Now the runner going on first, ball fouled back, strike 2. So the runner will have to come back. Rocky, if you need to take it, let me know. Otherwise, I'll send it back to you here as we close out this inning. We'll see if Skylar Merritt can get through this first. He's done a great job with the first 2 batters. Single, hard hit single to third base that I'm sure Keegan Brownell thought he should have had and maybe should have. A 1-2 count with 2 down. Pitch from Merritt. That is ripped into left field, and Glaze comes up and makes the play, or rather Swihart comes up and makes the play to close out the inning. So 1 inning in the books. We're scoreless at Campbell Field. Let's get you back to Chapman.
All right, Flip. Good work there by the Tigers defensively. Through 1 complete. It is a 0-0 game there. 2-0 here. Lady Tigers lead it. Top half of the 3rd inning, and a 1 ball, 2 strike count for Clara Edwards to work with. Thus far, 3 up, 3 down the first 2 innings for Clay Center on the defensive side. Here's the 1-2 from Edwards. And the line shot. Lexi Lively almost flagged it. She'll keep it on the infield, but that is going to be the first base runner and the first hit of the game for Marysville here in the 3rd. That was hard hit. Lively took a hard step to her right, reached out with that left-hand glove, backhanded stab at it just off the webbing, almost able to hang on to it. So the leadoff runner aboard here in the 3rd. Marysville will bunt it. It's going to be caught. They've got a chance for a double play, and they'll make it happen. The senior Hannah Ferguson diving toward home plate on a bunt that popped up and she just slid the glove in underneath of it, and the runner who was going to second on the sacrifice bunt easily picked off at first base with Aaron Hamill covering, and the Lady Tigers have 2 down, and now the bases are empty. And what a play by the senior Hannah Ferguson over at first base. Playing in, of course, on the bunt, but then to be able to just slide the webbing of that glove underneath the softball, and once she had the out called, it was easy pickings at first to double off the runner. So 2 down. After the leadoff single, they double her off at first, and now a 1-ball, 1-strike count against the batter, Brittany Fink, the catcher for the Bulldogs. So 2 away, bases clear. Foul ball straight back. The count goes to 1-2. Fink, the catcher at the plate, the number 9 hitter in this Bulldog lineup. So they've still faced the minimum Clay Center, although there has been a base runner and a single in this inning that are raced on the double play. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The Lady Tigers, a bit unique 3 up, 3 down, but they'll take it. They lead going into the bottom of 3, 2-0 here in Chapman. Phil, back over to you.
All right, thanks, Rock. Keegan Brownell now comes up in the top of the second. He's got a 1-1 count right now, first batter in the Tigers' half of the second. Brownell had a pretty good game in that first game. There's one good cut, but it's fouled back to the Tiger dugout. Nobody on. 1-2 count now, no score in this regional championship game. Again, the winner of this heads to Salina next week. They would play in the state tournament. Pitch to Brownell, off-speed pitch, and that is just a nasty pitch, Sean.
Yeah, Zinger's not an overpowering pitcher, but he does a really nice job of changing speeds. He's kind of tough to pick up, and I hate to even think of how many innings this kid's pitched since he was little. So he's very veteran.
Well, Jake Ferguson comes up. Again, Rocky will take you through Jake's at-bat as he fouls one back. Again, if you would need to jump in, just jump in. Otherwise, we'll keep it here for Jake. He's down in the count 0-1. Singer doing a pretty good job on the mound. There's an off-speed pitch, and that is almost humiliating.
Yeah,
it really is.
That's right. He got it out of the system on strike 2. Let's see if we can get something going here.
As Jake swung at that and was about 10 feet in front of it, he'll let one go inside for ball 1. So 1-2 count to Ferguson, and you know all you can do when you swing at one is just kind of laugh at yourself and go on to the next pitch. 1-2 count now to Jake with 1 out. Pitch in there. There's a ground ball hit. Third baseman over. Shortstop makes the play over to first, and Jake's going to beat that out. And he does. Jake Ferguson showing the speed and beats the throw from shortstop to first. So Jake Ferguson on with 1 out, Rocky. That brings up Evan Rosenau, so we'll send it back to you. Jake Ferguson on first with 1 out.
All right, great hustle play by Jake Ferguson, and now the Lady Tigers have Gracie Fief leading it off here in the third, up 2-0. There's a foul ball near the dugout. Good hustle play by Kayla Glore of Marysville, but unable to reach it. It'll be Fief, Edwards, and Ferguson in the inning. The Lady Tigers scored 2 in the first. Marysville has been scoreless through 3, and now Clay Center, after a scoreless second, back up at the plate. An 0-2 count, nobody out, nobody on. Pitch to Fief. Ground ball, third base side, off the glove, and Fief is going to beat it out. Gracie Fief leads it off with a hard hit ball to third, and she's on safely at first. Third baseman Sarah Roberts just never got it cleanly, and by the time she reached back down to pick it up, Fief was on at first, and the Lady Tigers have a runner aboard on the error, and that'll bring up Clara Edwards, who had a RBI ground out her first time in. There's a ground ball right side at the second baseman. They'll go to first, so it does advance the runner. There's 1 down. So 1 away for Hannah Ferguson, who singled her first time up. And the Lady Tigers have a runner in scoring position here in the third with a 2-0 lead. After we get Hannah's at bat here, we'll check back in again with Flip. The Tigers had a runner on with 1 down. Jake Ferguson reaching. Here's the pitch into Ferguson, Hannah Ferguson, and it's inside 1-0. Fief the runner at second. Bottom of 3. Nobody out. or one out, I should say. There's a pop-up behind home plate. Brittany Fink, good hustle toward the backstop, but no chance to get to it. So one away, a runner at second. The Lady Tigers up 2-0, bottom of 3, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count here on Hannah Ferguson. Gabby Nelms waits on deck. Here's the pitch in from Downard. Pop up right side. Foul territory. The catcher over made a tough play looking into the sun, and Brittany Fink ends up making the catch. Let's check in again at Campbell Field as the Tigers have kept it going or not.
All right, Rock, thanks. We are back, and Will Rosenau now steps up with 2 down. There's a hard hit ball into right field. That's going to score Jake Ferguson, who had made it to second. Ferguson in safely, standing up on the base hit from Will Rosenau. So Will Rosenau, playing shortstop this game, comes through and scores Jake Ferguson. So, Rocky, that's going to bring up Levi Fitzenmeyer, who's DHing this game with 2 down. There's a runner on first. Clay Center has gone up 1-0 here in their half of the second.
And Flip, Gabby Nelms just hit a rocket towards second, but it was fielded cleanly, and that's going to end the inning. So let's see if the Tigers can add to what they've got started here.
All right, thanks, Rock. Levi Fitzenmeyer now stands in with 2 down, watches ball 1 go by. Will Rosenau on first. Jake Ferguson has scored. And again, smart base running by Jake. He gets to second and then able to score on that single. So Will Rosenau coming through. We'll see what Levi can do. There's ball 2.
Well, that hole that Will hit it through was all created by the fact that we had a runner on second.
Exactly.
They were trying to hold him on, and that made a big hole, and Will loves to take the ball into right field. So he just stayed short and drove one over there.
So Levi Fitzenmeyer, he did some pinch running in game 1. There's ball 3, missed inside. Did some pinch running. This game he is DHing.
He's going to get the take sign here.
The 3-0 count. Will Rosenau's on first. Clay Center's gone up 1-0 in the top of the second. Pitch to Fitzenmeyer, taken all the way, strike 1. So now 3-1 count.
And if Levi barrels one up, he has got loads of power.
He's got loads of power, and he's got loads of speed. He's a great guy to have on base. Pitch to Levi. Watches strike 2 go by. That was one he wanted. So count goes full with 2 down. Fitzenmeyer steps back in. They'll let Rosenau take a lead off first. They won't hold him. Pitch to Fitzenmeyer, swung on and missed, and that's strike 3. But not before Clay Center goes up 1-0. Rocky, midway through the second, Tigers lead at 1-0 over Rock Creek.
All right, Flip, thanks. Here it is, the top half of the fourth, and the first out of the fourth inning is a strikeout for Clara Edwards, and she has hit the century mark in strikeouts in her freshman year. 100 Ks on the season for Clara Edwards. Outstanding stuff, and it's 1 down, nobody on. We're batting in the top of the fourth. Marysville up. Clay Center leads 2-0. And a swing and a miss. 0-1 is the count. So Macy Raver is that strikeout victim, the second of the game, and the 100th of the freshman year for Clara Edwards. 1 down, and Holly Holthouse, the batter. 0-1 is the count. Tiger baseball up by 1-0 going into the bottom of the second. There's a pitch down in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here is a pitch in. Fly ball right side, foul territory. Gabby Nelms giving chase, but runs out of real estate, and the ball falls harmlessly for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count. Here's the pitch in, 1-2, and just inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 away here with nobody on. It's the top of the fourth. Clay Center up 2-0. And Tiger baseball leads 1-0. They're headed to the bottom of 2 there against Rock Creek. Pitch in, and a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3 of the game, and there's 2 down. Sarah Roberts will be the batter, the number 3 hitter. She popped out to the catcher, Kylie Rosenauer, first time up. Lady Tigers here in the fourth, up 2-0. Here's the pitch to Roberts. Boy, Rosenau put a target on the outside part of the plate, and Clara Edwards put it right in the palm of the mitt. It's 0-1. 2 down, nobody on. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. We'll head back over to Campbell Field. And Flip Casper, Sean McDonald calling the games today. Great back-and-forth game in the first one over Concordia. They went 8-5. Here's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Clara Edwards working on Sarah Roberts. Lady Tigers lead 2-0. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, none on. Here's the pitch from Edwards. Swing and a miss. She strikes out the side. 3 up and 3 down. We're headed to the bottom of 4 here. Clay Center up 2-0. We're also headed back over to Campbell Field.
All right, thanks, Rock. Here, Skylar Merritt has walked the first batter in the bottom of the second. Now showing bunt, fouled.
This is one thing
Becker.
Rock Creek just does very, very well is move runners with the short game.
Well, I noticed that in that first game against Marysville, they're very, very smart in the field. They're very smart with their base running and what they do at the plate when they have runners on. And again, if you make errors, you will pay. They'll figure out a way to make you pay for that. So the Tigers got to start being a little bit careful with the runner on. And now Skylar Merritt firing in. Hit and run on. There's a high fly ball. Wyatt Alexander has a play on it back behind the plate. Gets the play. He's going to double up on first base, and he does it. The hit and run was on. Wyatt knew it, and he makes that play in front of Rock Creek's dugout, turns around and throws the runner out on first. A double play by Wyatt, the animal, Alexander. So 2 down, Rocky, now for the Tigers as Skylar Merritt will face DeWeese. Again, 2 down. Clay Center leading 1-0 off that double play by Wyatt Alexander.
That's 2 outstanding double plays we've seen. The one, Hannah Ferguson dives in and catches and doubles off the runner. Now Wyatt Alexander doing the same over at Campbell Field. So good stuff for the Tigers on both ends. Aaron Hamill leads it off in the bottom of the 4th. Clay Center up 2-0. There's a foul ball straight back, and the count is 0-2. She took a strike and now fouls one straight back off the backstop. And an 0-2 count on the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 4th. Hamill, followed by Haley Franson, Sid Calloway if someone reaches Kylie Rosenau. Hamill flew out to the center fielder her first time up. Now swings and misses. The ball gets away for a moment. They'll throw her out at first base. So Downer gets the strikeout on Hamill. There's one away for Haley Franson to step in. Haley had an odd first at-bat. A bunt single, leadoff hitter in the inning, and then was called out. They said the ball hit her before it reached fair territory. It hit her as she bunted it and then went into fair territory, so she was called out on runner violation. But it was a very strange start to the inning. Now takes a ball on the first pitch. It's 1-0. Haley reached all 3 times in the first game, had 2 singles, a walk. There's a pitch given on the outside, and Haley Franson takes a little time to step out of the box and just kind of gather her wits about that being called a strike. It's 1-1. There's a ground ball back toward the pitcher. Downard scoops, fires, and there's 2 away. So 2 down, brings up Sid Calloway, and we'll head back over to Campbell Field as soon as either Calloway gets on and we'll check in, or if the inning would happen to end, we'll send it over to get more action in from Tiger Baseball, who at last check was up 1-0. Here's the pitch into Calloway. And in for a strike, 0-1. 2 outs, none aboard. Bottom of 4, Clay Center on top, 2-zip. The pitch to Sid, 0-1. Swing and a miss, no balls, 2 strikes. Calloway, as mentioned, 3 for 3, drove in 3 runs in the first game. Here's the 0-2 to Calloway. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. So Clay Center retired in order in the 4th. We go to the 5th. Clay Center leads it here 2-0. Let's send it back over to Flip Casper.
All right, Rock, thanks. Here in the top of the 3rd, Clay Center leading 1-0. Nate Leiby fouls one.
Went off his
foot, Sean.
Yeah. He's going to need an ice pack or 2 this evening after he's done.
Nate has been beat up today. He has been hit. He's fouled balls off of his body.
Diving, making
catches. He has really taken a beating, and there's a called strike. Count will go 1-1. That apparently caught the outside corner. Brigham Glaze led off the inning. He flew out. Pretty well hit ball to left field. We'll keep it here for Nate. See what he can do. Nate struck out his first at bat. There's a fly ball. Well, that's going to go out of play over the first base dugout. So Nate goes down in the count 0-2. Wyatt Alexander is on deck after that great double play. That was big.
That's a tough play to make because you sit there and you know the guy's off first, and you're just begging for it to come down out of the air.
Pitch to Libby is swung on and missed, and that is out number 2. So Wyatt Alexander coming up. Rocky, we'll kick it back to you. If Wyatt makes a little noise, we'll bring it back here to Campbell.
Yeah, please do. We'll be sure and check back in. Here it is, top of the 5th. Clay Center up 2-0. An 0-1 count on the leadoff hitter for the Bulldogs. Now grounded into left field for the second base runner of the game, the second hit of the game. That's Shelby Downard. They got her to ground out to shortstop her first time up. Now she has a single into left field. Again, she had 2 homers against Chapman. The other time she came to the plate, she was intentionally walked. So 1 for 2 against the Lady Tigers thus far, and Marysville does have the leadoff hitter aboard, and the batter now, Kayla Glore. 2-0, Clay Center on top. Top half of the 5th inning here. Glore, the batter, the runner on. She'll square to bunt, offers at it, and a strike in there, 0-1. Flip, let's go ahead and check back in and see what Wyatt did.
Brock Wyatt, pretty good cut, grounded out to the pitcher. So 3 up, 3 down in that inning, or in their half of the inning for the Tigers. They're headed to the bottom of 3, still leading 1-0.
All right, thanks, Flip. We'll continue to send it back and forth from Campbell Field and Clay Center, where the Tigers lead the number 1 seed 1-0, going to the bottom of the 3rd after that exciting finish against Concordia to win it 8-5. Pop up on the infield. Erin Hamill says she has it, and will catch it on the infield dirt. There's one away. So to pop out to Erin Hamill, Sarah Becker will be the batter. 2-0. Clay Center leads it with 1 down. We're in the top of 5. And the batter will be Sierra Becker, batting from the left side of the plate. Runner at first, 1 away. She will square to bunt it, and does so out to the third baseman. Haley Franson fires over to Hamill, and there's 2 away. Good bunt by Becker, but Haley Franson able to drive in quickly, playing in obviously already, but then charging in, scooping and throwing, and there's 2 down. There is a runner at second for the Marysville Bulldogs. They have a courtesy runner in Aubrey Gurman in there running right now at second base with the pitcher Downard. So there is 2 away with a runner at second and a strike in against Denner. Now, Alex had the first hit of the game for Marysville, leading off the 3rd, and then the Lady Tigers were able to get that double play on the diving catch by Hannah Ferguson, and then got the runner who was headed to second doubled off. Swing and a miss by Denner. There's an 0-2 count. Runner at second, 2 down. Top of the 5th already. Clay Center leads at 2-0. They got 2 runs in the first, and that's been it for either team to this point. Here's the 0-2 from Edwards to Denner. Had a single her last time in. Takes one low in the dirt. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Isabel Rose on deck if Denner would continue the inning. Clara Edwards hoping to not let that happen. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 on the inside corner, and that'll close down the frame. A single to lead it off by Shelby Downard, but that runner is stranded at second. We're headed to the bottom of 5 with the Lady Tigers up 2-0. Again, back to Campbell Field.
All right, thanks, Rock. Here in the bottom of the 3rd, Clay Center leading 1-0. Brooks Whaley up for Rock Creek, and now a hard hit ball to third base gets by Keegan Brownell into left field. So Brooks Whaley will get on with a single, and Sean, it looked like it froze Keegan a little bit. It was a hard hit ball, but it's kind of frozen.
Yeah, and he was playing it pretty shallow because they have such a good short game. With 2 strikes, you probably give him back up a little bit, give himself a little more room to make that play.
Call that an error on.
Yep,
on
it goes
Brownell.
through the wickets. You got it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Now a bunt shown by Rock Creek, and wow, what a bunt. Bare hand play by Brownell at first, and they're not going to get him in time. And that was an outstanding bunt by Minahan to advance Whaley to second. So good bunt. Brownell did a good job just coming up with that bare hand, trying to make the play to first. He made a good field and a good throw, just quickness by Minahan.
Well, just such smart baseball. You know, they come up and they hit a ground ball at him, and they back him up, basically. So then the next guy comes up and he says, I'm bunting and laying it down. And now he's 2 steps deeper. He can't get there to make the play because it's a really nice bunt.
It was actually White with that bunt. Minahan now up top of the order. So 2 on, Rocky. There is no out. Clay Center leading 1-0, bottom of 3.
All right, thanks again, Flip. Here, the Lady Tigers have the leadoff hitter, Kylie Rosenau, retired. She singled her last time in and then was stranded on the base paths. Here she grounds out to the pitcher to start off the bottom of the 5th. Again, the Lady Tigers lead here 2-0. The batter will be at the top of the order, Janae Shivers. Janae reached and scored in the first, takes a strike here to start 0-1. She popped out to the shortstop her last time in. Holthouse made a pretty nice play on it, kind of a soft liner pop-up toward the left field grass, and she went back and made a good backhanded catch on that play. Now pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike to Shivers. Gracie Fief waits on deck. Fief has reached both times, both on errors, but she's made the Bulldogs field it, and she's come up with opportunities to get aboard. She's on deck right now with 1 down and nobody on, and now a 2-1 count to Shivers. If the Lady Tigers can keep the inning going, then Clara Edwards would be due up next. Rock Creek had 2 on, nobody out, and they're half of the 3rd. Clay Center leading 1-0, so we'll check back in when we get the opportunity. 3 balls and a strike for Janae Shivers, so the count in her favor against Shelby Downard, who pitched the win in Game 1 for Marysville. Here's the pitch in, and ground ball right side foul. Count goes full, 3-2. Nobody on, 1 down. Now the base is loaded over at Campbell Field, so the Tigers facing some adversity in the bottom of 3 with a 1-0 lead. Base is full. Rock Creek at the plate. Here's a 3-2 to Janae Shivers. Ground ball, third base side. She's got wheels, but a good pick and throw by Sarah Roberts this time, and there's 2 down. And that'll bring up Gracie Fief, as mentioned. She has reached both times. She scored back in the first, and then reached also in the 3rd, but was stranded on base. See if Fief can allow at bat for Clara Edwards coming up. We're in the bottom of 5. 2 down, nobody on. Clay Center up 2-0. Strike across from Downard. Great matchup here, Bulldogs, Clay Center. Of course, the Sub-State Basketball Championship. The only 2 losses the Lady Tiger basketball team suffered to Marysville. There's a swing and a miss from Fief, and the count goes to 0-2. Bulldogs right now trying to get to their half of the 6th. We're moving quickly through the innings here. Both teams pitching well. Here's Downard's pitch home to Fief. Ground ball right side. First baseman has it and will field it unassisted as she tags first base. So that ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Clay Center. We're headed to the 6th. The Lady Tigers up 2-0. Let's check back in on the rally Rock Creek had going and see if the Tigers can put some water to douse it out.
Well, they've got a rally going right now. A 2-run double by Derek Shaheen put Rock Creek up 2-1, and now a pass ball from Skylar Merritt, and Skylar Merritt is going to get an early exit here at Campbell Field. Looks like Dylan Moon is going to come to the mound for the Tigers. So Skylar Merritt did a really, really good job in the bottom of the 7th against Concordia, did really good through the first 2 innings, and then just some things have kind of went south on him here, Sean.
Yeah, he kind of the victim of a couple of errors, and, you know, this is just such a good, solid team that you're playing. Errors are going to be what separates the win and the loss.
Well, and we said you make errors, and Rock Creek's going to make you pay, and they've made the Tigers pay. So right now, Rocky, we've got a pitching change. Dylan Moon coming in for Skylar Merritt. It is 3-1 in the bottom of the 3rd. Rock Creek has taken the lead.
All right, flip here, 2-0. Lady Tigers with the advantage. Still a lot of baseball to be played over there at Campbell Field, and we've seen the Tigers' bats get going against Concordia, so we'll see if they can rally something back again, rattle those bats around. Here's a leadoff runner on board for the Marysville Bulldogs. Grounder to shortstop, and Lexi Libby just had it bounce off the heel of the glove, and Isabel Rose reaches on the error. So the leadoff runner is aboard. That brings up Brittany Fink, the catcher. She struck out in the third to end the inning. That is the third base runner of the game for the Bulldogs. And the leadoff bat out in front. Franson Fields fires over to first. Hamill covering. And there's one down. They do advance the runner to second base on the sacrifice. A good play by Keely Franson to come charging in once again from third base and throw a strike to Hamill covering. And now it is Macy Raver, the leadoff hitter in the Bulldog lineup here in the top of the sixth with a runner at second and one away. Clara Edwards looks in. And a changeup that she barely got the bat on. Fouled straight back. It's 0-1. Tiger baseball in a pitching change right now. Trailing 3-1. Here, 2-0 Lady Tigers lead. There's a pop-up again. Like maybe a screwball that time. It's hard for me to get a good read on what the pitches are, but first off, it really fooled the lefty from Claire Edwards, and then she shared a smile with the dugout. So I have a feeling that's what that was. Here's the 0-2. And there's a line drive third base side. It was up in the out of the strike zone up, and Raver went up and really put a good bat on it, but into foul territory. 0-2 the count, one away, runner at second. Edwards with the count in her favor as she looks in, and the 0-2. This one up and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the Lady Tigers a 2-0 lead. Marysville trying to get something going here. Runner at second with 1 away. The 1-2 pitch. And again, laying off of it is Raver, and the count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. So the lefty Raver battled from 0-2 to 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. The runner at second. Here's the pitch from Edwards. Grounder back toward Clara. She'll go to first for the sure out and gets it. The runner gets to third. And so 2 away. And that puts Holly Holthouse to the plate. She has grounded out to the pitcher, and she has struck out in that 4th inning when Clara Edwards struck out the side. 2 down, a runner at third now, placing her on top 2-0. Here's the pitch into the number 2 hitter in the Bulldog lineup, Holly Holthouse. And that first pitch is up and outside the zone. It's 1-0. A runner at third, 2 away in the 6th. There's a strike in there from Edwards. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the 6th, Clay Center leads it 2-0. The look in from Edwards to her catcher, Kylie Rosenau. The 1-1 pitch. Grounded right side. Ferguson reaches for it, can't come up with it cleanly, and the runner from third will score. It was going to sloppily go between first and second. Ferguson diving to her right, got a glove on it, but that's all she could do, and Marysville has now made it a 1-run game in the 6th, as Clay Center's lead is 2-1. So 2 down and a runner at first. Infield single likely would be the call. It was a heck of a play by Ferguson, and speaking of, Rosenau trying to throw behind the runner at first, and Hannah able to dive back toward the second base side of first and keep that from going into right field. Batter Sarah Roberts, the 1-0. And just missing 2-0. So a runner at first, Holthouse, 1 run in for Marysville. The Lady Tiger lead is 2-1 here in the top of 6. And a swing and a foul tip, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. Edwards looks to the dugout, gets the call. 2 down, the runner at first with a 2-1 ball game now. Clara's pitch in is a changeup that stays up high, and Roberts lays off of it. The dangerous Shelby Downard stands in the on-deck circle. In the count 3-1, and now a visit to the mound, or to the circle, I should say, by Don Richter. That'll let us visit back over at Campbell Field. Let's catch us up.
All right, Rock, just ended the third inning, and Rock Creek putting 4 runs up, and then ending on an Evan Rosenau double play, line shot to Evan. He makes the play, steps on his bag to end the inning. But after 3, Rock Creek is up 4-1.
All right, Flip will continue to send it back over and check in here. Just a quick visit, a little powwow for the team out in the circle by Coach Don Richter in our infield. And now a 3-ball, 1-strike count, 2 down, a 2-1 ball game. Edwards pitch, grounded to third. Franson has it, step and throw, big timeout to close the inning. They leave the dangerous hitter Downard in the on-deck circle. Marysville, though, does score 1. It's a 2-1 ball game as we go to the bottom of 6 here in Chapman. And in third inning in Clay Center, ending third just a moment ago, 4-1, Rock Creek leading. Let's get you a timeout. We'll bring you back to both Tiger baseball and softball and regional championship action.
As a third-generation seed company, Oldie Seed has pioneered the development of soil-specific hybrids that thrive in your soils. Our Know to Grow research program is the largest in the Midwest and utilizes advanced technologies including Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link soybeans. Oldie's research program delivers top yields while helping you win the war on resistant weeds. This season, don't settle for anything less than a soil-specific seed from Oldie Seed.
Lady Tigers 2-1 as Marysville tightens things up a little bit. Flip, I know we've got a leadoff runner aboard and Dylan Swihart, so we'll see if the Tigers can get something cooking in the fourth.
Yeah, Rock Swihart hits a rope into left field to get things started here after giving up 4 runs in the bottom of the third. Now Dylan Moon stands in with a 2-0 count. So Tigers trying to get a little rally of their own, and we'll see what Dylan can do with Dylan Swihart on first. Pitch to Moon, 2-0, catches the outside corner, and that's strike 1. So 2-1 count now to Moon, who has gone to the pitcher's mound for Skylar Merritt. Two-one count, Swihart on first. There's a watch strike 2, and all 3 of these umpires have loved that outside corner, that low outside corner, and like you said earlier, it's actually the inside of the batter's box, which is not wrong. There's Moon, watches one go by, and he gets punched out, and that is in the same exact place as strike 3 is called. So now Jake Ferguson will come up, Rocky. We've got 1 out here, Clay Center trailing 4-1, top of the 4th. 1 runner on. Jake Ferguson stands in the box.
All right, thanks, Flip. Here it's Clara Edwards battling an 0-2 count. She's fouled one off to stay alive. Now back in the box on the right side. Here's the pitch from Downard. This one's low and in the dirt and inside, and the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff hitter in this 6th inning. Clay Center's lead now just 2-1. They scored 2 in the first. Had a couple of gifts hit by a hit batter and then an error, and that led to the first 2 runs of the game. There are only 2 thus far. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Clara Edwards in. Right side of the plate, and the 1-2 on its way. This one's down low in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Marysville had not scored a run until this last frame when they scratched 1 run across. But they got a huge out with a runner on, and Downard, who was on deck at the time, they were able to pitch around that. 2-2 to Edwards. Pitch in. Grounder right side, just off the plate. Long run for the second baseman. Very close. It's dropped at first base. And safe is Clara Edwards. Bang, bang play anyway. But it's dropped in by the first baseman, and Edwards is aboard the leadoff batter on base. And now a courtesy runner, Jaden Crimmins, will come in to run at first for Clay Center. So Edwards aboard to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Clay Center leading here 2-1. Anna Ferguson will step up to the plate. She and Clara Edwards sharing a visit before Hannah steps in, and then Clara stepping over to the on-deck batter, Gabby Nelms, to share something maybe she read, saw, realized while she was up there. Ferguson drops the bunt down, but it's foul. And so Crimmins will have to go back to first. The courtesy runner for Edwards, who leads it off with the infield single. 2-1 ball game here. It is the bottom of the sixth. Lady Tigers lead it by 1. Ferguson stands in. Hannah has singled and popped out in this game. Squares to bunt it. Does so. Third base side. Good bunt. Roberts step and throw. And bang, bang play, but they got it out a half stride ahead of Ferguson trying to beat it out. But she gets the job done by advancing Crimmins over to second, and that'll bring up Gabby Nelms. Gabby has watched the third strike back in the first. She grounded out to second. Let's get the feeling the senior Gabby Nelms, who came in batting .468, is due to just rifle one somewhere. 1 down, a runner at second, and a ball called low and away, 1-0. So the sacrifice bunt again by Ferguson, the first out of the inning. That puts Crimmins to second. Courtesy running for Clara Edwards, who led off with the infield single. Here's the pitch to Nelms. This one's up high. She lays off of it, 2-0. You have Erin Hamill in the on-deck circle. Runner at second. 1 away, bottom of 6, in a 1-run ball game. The pitch from Downard into Nelms. She swings and foul tips it for a strike. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike for the senior. Hamill awaits on deck. Here's the pitch to Nelms. Fouled straight back, got a good cut hack at it, but just got underneath of it and straight back off the backstop. In Crimmins at second, 1 down. Bottom of 6, Clay Center leading 2-1. Marysville scored their first run in this last inning, the top of 5, or the top of this inning, the 6th. And there's a foul ball off the end of the bat by Nelms. Stays alive by just getting the ball fouled toward her own dugout, and she stands back in with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. So Marysville, their first run, top of this inning. And here in the bottom of 6, Clay Center trying to answer. They lead it by 1. The 2-2 to Nelms. Fouls it again, left side, up and out of play. So good at bat being put together by the senior Gabby Nelms. Hamill waits in the on-deck circle. Downard, deliberate in the circle, and now she brings one up high, and the count goes full, 3-2. The pace of play does slow a bit. She takes that walk behind the circle, then makes her way back up to start into motion for the pitch. Here's a 3-2, fly ball center field. Got underneath of it. The center fielder is under it, and there is 2 away. Raver makes the catch in center. Good at bat by Nelms, but she doesn't get the hit she was looking for to score the run. We'll see if Erin Hamill can make it happen. Hamill has flown to center. She struck out swinging the last time in. In Tiger baseball, trailing 4-1. They're in the 3rd. Hamill stands in the 6th here with a line shot, right center field gap, and that'll score a run. It'll all the way to the wall. Aaron Hot Hand Hamill into second. It's a ground rule double with 2 outs, and the Lady Tigers get that insurance run back. Crimmins scoring from second easily. And that was a rifle into right field. One hopped the fence and then got stuck below the fencing, so the umpire will go out to retrieve it. The center fielder and right fielder both putting the hands in the air to signal ground rule double. The official runs out to make sure that it was, and it rolled underneath of the fence as it blistered into the bottom of that fencing here at Chapman. And so Clay Center has a runner at second. Erin Hamill exchanging places with Jaden Crimmins, who scored. She was courtesy running for Clara Edwards. And the ball gets away from the catcher for a moment. Hamill's into third. Coach John Richter saying, get down on the ground. Hamill with a shy smile says, I'm here. Erin Hamill just snuck in around the tag of the third baseman. It was a little closer than a stand-up run into third. Coach Don Richter immediately with her palms to the ground saying, get in the dirt. But Hamill's at third after the big RBI double just moments ago. And now the pitch into Haley Franson. 1 ball, 1 strike count. 2 down, a runner at third, and Hamill. Clay Center now leads it 3-1. Pitch up and outside. It's 2-1 to Franson. Haley has had the bunt out and then grounded to the pitcher. Hitters count 2-1. Now we've got a timeout for the catcher, Brittany Fink, to get the protective headgear back in order. Now that mask is set, so is Haley Franson. And a pitch called on the inside corner. Pretty loose zone in this championship game, and it's now 2-2. Runner at third, Hamill. Huge shot to right center field to score Crimmins. Play center up 3-1. Pitch outside, gets away. Hamill's going to try to score it. The throw, the slide, she's in there. And the Lady Tigers have gone up 4-1. Erin Hamill, 4-1 lead as she slides underneath the tag of Shelby Downard, who was covering from the circle. And the Lady Tigers now lead it 4-1. 2 huge runs here in this 6th inning for Clay Center. Now Haley Franson with a full count, 3-2, and the base is clear. Franson stands back in. The 3-2 pitch, grounded right side, and just smothered by the first baseman. Good play. That'll end the inning, but boy, what a 2 big runs for Clay Center. The leadoff infield single for Clara Edwards. Jaden Crimmins courtesy running scoring on the double from Erin Hamill to right center field, and then Hamill scoring on the wild pitch. We'll head to the 7th. Clay Center 3 outs away from a trip to state. They lead it 4-1. Right now it's over to Phil Casper.
All right, Rock, we'll get it right back to you so you can finish that up. Good insurance runs for the Clay Center Tigers there. But in their half of the 4th, Clay Center Tiger baseball is Dylan Moon trying to strike out Rock Creek batter. They come up with a single from Swihart, a single from Ferguson, a single from Evan Rosenau, and then a sacrifice fly by Will Rosenau to score Swihart. They do score 1. It's 4-2. There's a high fly ball for Rock Creek. That's Becker. Wyatt Alexander with another great play over in front of Rock Creek's dugout for out number 1. So bottom of 4, Clay Center in it. It's a game. 4-2. They trail Rock Creek.
All right, Flip, thanks. Here we go to the top of the 7th. Good battle by the Tiger baseball team. Just hang in there. Fell behind 4-1, and they scratch a run across. So see if they can keep it going. Here it's Clara Edwards in the circle. And the first pitch, they say outside. It's 1-0. Top half of the 7th. Clay Center now leads by 3, 4-1. Here's the pitch from Edwards. Shelby Downard, the batter, takes a huge cut at it. Had 2 homers in the first game. Comes up empty here. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Kayla Glore is on deck, and then Sierra Becker follows her. And the 1-1 pitch. Change up, stays up high. 2 balls and a strike. Lady Tigers scoring 2 in the first, 2 in the 6th after Marysville cut it to 2-1. There's a ground ball third base side, foul territory, jammed in there by Edwards. Pitch right on the hands of Downard. Couldn't do much with it. And now the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff hitter in the 7th. Clay Center leads by 3. Here's the pitch in from Edwards. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There's 1 down. And that will bring up Glore. Clara Edwards wins the battle. She got Downard to ground out in the first, then allowed a single between third and short. Gets the K here in this 7th inning. 1 away. Base is empty for Kayla Glore, who has popped out twice to Erin Hamill and pops one toward the right side, but up against the first base dugout. It's 0-1. In Tiger baseball, down 4-2. Middle innings. We'll get you back over there as soon as we go final, which the Lady Tigers hope is just 2 outs away. 4-1, they lead it. Top half of the 7th. Marysville at the plate. Glore, grounder right side. Hamill scoops it, flips it, 2 down. 2 away here in the 7th. Marysville's down to their final out. The Lady Tigers made it to state. It had been a bit of an absence, but they made it to state last year in Emporia. This year trying to go back-to-back to state. It would be in Salina if they can get it done. Edwards looks in. Pitch in for a strike against the lefty Sierra Becker. She has flown out to center. She has grounded out to third. That was on a sacrifice bunt try. 4-1 here. The 0-1. Low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. For a Division II regional softball championship here at Beamer Sports Complex in Chapman. Clay Center up 4-1. The 1-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Becker was almost out of the batter's box when she finally took a cut at it. Pulled so much by the big changeup from Edwards. The 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Strike 3 on the outside corner, and the Lady Tigers headed to the 4A Division II state championships in Salina. They'll play the first-round games on Thursday of next week. They have done it in a 4-1 final fashion against the Marysville Bulldogs. Clay Center Lady Tiger softball headed back to state for the 2nd straight year. That'll happen in Salina next week. When we have details, we'll pass them along. Flip, let's see if we can get a Tiger baseball team to join them in Salina from Campbell Field.
All right, Rock, we are at an inning break here as we head to the top of the 5th. Why don't we get a quick timeout, and we'll bring you back to Campbell Field right after this.
Sometimes you need a new roof. Other times you just need your existing roof repaired or temporarily fixed after an emergency or a hard winter season. Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement has made its service division an even higher priority, investing in a service truck that's stocked with most basic roofing materials so the Geisler service team can provide prompt, on-the-spot roof repairs. Should you ever need wind-blown shingles replaced, a leak sealed, or some other service work, call Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement.
An avalanche of technology has swept through in recent years. Video doorbells, key finders, pet locators, and many other hot new items to help you simplify your everyday life. You need a Pulse Internet connection to fully enjoy all this new technology. Sign up for Twin Valley Pulse Internet between now and June 8th to be entered to win cool technology prizes. No contracts and no home phone requirements. Call 800-515-3311. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact Twin Valley for details.
Well, from Chapman back to Campbell Field as Brigham Glaves leadoff fly out into center field. Again, congratulations, Clay Center Lady Tigers headed back to state.
Way to go, ladies.
They beat Marysville 4-1 in a game that Marysville made awful interesting. It was a 2-1 game going into the bottom of 6, and Clay Center able to shut them out. There's Nate Libby punching one out into center field. Little roller in between short and center. Here we're in the top of the 5th. Clay Center trying to make some noise after going up 1-0. They gave up 4 runs back in the 3rd inning. They trail 4-2 right now, and that single by Nate Libby bring up Wyatt Alexander.
This is our 3rd time through the order, and we're not missing Zinger now.
No, we're not. We're on him a little bit now, and he's starting to miss a little bit. So we'll see if we can get on him here with Wyatt Alexander, a dangerous hitter. He's singled and grounded out. See if he can do something here. There's a called strike. And again, all 3 of these umpires have been low in their strike zone. They like that low outside corner. That may be a little low, but pretty good pitch. Not the one Wyatt wanted. 0-1 now to Alexander. Bunt shown back to the pitcher. That's going to advance the runner. They should be able to get Wyatt. They do. But Wyatt Alexander lays one down and advances Nate Libby. So now 2 down. Dylan Swihart will come up. Dylan Swihart started things off in the 4th with a single. So a well-placed single here could possibly score Nate Libby. Swihart stands in. Zinger with an off-speed breaking ball in there for strike 1. And Zinger looks to me like he's getting a little bit winded.
Yep, he's gassed right now, and I'm really surprised they brought him out for this inning. But
he's taken quite a bit off, and now he's got a reset.
He's got kind of an off-speed to his off-speed right now.
He really does. You're exactly right. And he throws a pretty good fastball, and he's taken some off that, and he's missing high. Pitch from Zinger. There's a hard-hit ground ball to third. That's going to go off the glove of the third baseman. Second baseman will come over and make the play, but Swihart will get to first, and Nate Libby into third base. So an error by the third baseman gets Swihart to first.
This is the part of the order where we started stringing together singles their last inning, so hopefully we can get a few more here.
Well, with 2 down, Dylan Moon just needs...
Definitely want to get this run home from third.
Just needs a well-placed shot. You don't want to leave that run stranded here in the top of the 5th. Down 2. There's one high. Moon backs off of. That's ball 1.
About the only pitch he's throwing for a strike right now is a curveball.
Yeah, you're exactly right. His fastball is just not there. It's a pitch to Moon. That's fouled out over the first base dugout.
And when it is, it's straight and it's flat, and the guys are hitting it for the most part.
He started to show a little bit of tiredness last inning. Pitch to Moon nearly hits him down around the knee.
That's close enough. What you want to do is you want to start jogging to first.
Exactly.
Just to
maybe get the break.
Yeah.
2-1 count now to Dylan Moon. There's one that catches the outside corner. And guys, you just are going to have to swing at that, figure out a way.
That's the one that got him hung up last time, was that outside fastball.
So now a 2-2 count with runners on the corner. Zinger getting his signal, and now he's going to call timeout. Signal slow coming in from the dugout as catcher's still looking over. Now Garrett has it. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Zinger. First base runner going. That's inside. Swihart in easily to second base, and should be ball 3. So now the count goes full.
Need a base hit or a ball 4 here. One or the other.
Either is fine. Base hit would be nice.
One of them.
3-2 pitch to Moon. There's a rip to the shortstop, and he'll throw over to first, and they will give Moon. That was a well hit ball. Just a great play by the Rock Creek defense. So the Clay Center Tigers strand 2. They threaten in their half of the 5th, but come up empty. They trail 4-2, headed to the bottom of the 5th when we come back.
The aroma of the season is coming from the deli department at Ray's Apple Market. Their Hickory Pit barbecue is fired up every day, cooked to perfection. For your Memorial Day weekend, pick up slabs of ribs, pulled pork, or smoked chicken. Or get their famous Chester chicken and pair it up with Rock House signature salads, such as pasta and potato salads, coleslaw, and more. Your family will enjoy a delicious meal, savoring each and every bite. Shop small, shop local. Shop Ray's Apple Market 7 days a week.
Getting something new is exciting, like a new toy or a new car. Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy is excited about the new hospital expansion, and it's getting close to being done. Along with the new construction around the hospital, Patterson's Apothecary, which is near the hospital, is anxiously awaiting the completion of the concrete work on the street by their store. For a short time, you won't be able to access the drive-thru, but you can still walk in and get your prescriptions or have them delivered, or come downtown to Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy.
Headed to the bottom of the 5th, 4-2, Clay Center Tigers trailing. Been a pretty good game, but, again, Sean, it comes down to a tough inning where you give up a couple errors that cost you, and just some decent plays and some smart base running by Rock Creek. We've talked about it before. They're very good at that, very smart.
Yeah, they are. They obviously spend hours upon hours working on the short game.
And they do it well.
Yes, they do.
So Skylar White will start things off, bottom of the order. And then Minahan and Shaheen coming up. Pitch hits White. Moon just lost that. You could see that as it came out of his hand, he'd lost it.
That's really about the first mistake Dylan's really made off the mound. He's not overpowering anybody, but he's just keeping it in the strike zone, making him put it in play, pitching to his defense.
Yeah, he's come in and done what he had to do. Now what he's got to do here is forget that, let it go, concentrate on this batter.
Yeah, because here comes the short game again.
Exactly. You're up to the 1-2 hitter. We're up to Minahan with Shaheen on deck. Both of those guys have hit the ball pretty well.
And Minahan is fast.
He's extremely fast. Moon did go over to first base. Now he's set to throw. There's a bunt that'll go foul. So here we go again with the short game. And it's been a long time, Sean, since I've seen a baseball team that can play that small ball game as well as Rock Creek does.
Yeah, if there's any team in the state that can scratch out a run from nothing, it's these guys. I mean, they're just really solid at doing that.
It's boring but effective.
Oh, man. I mean, because they haven't really hit the ball.
Not really.
I mean,
pitch from Moon. Minahan shows bunt again. There's strike 2, and that's really the first time we've seen Rock Creek.
Yeah, I can't believe he didn't get it down.
They bunt very well. So now the count will be 0-2.
But he tried to bunt 2 high pitches, and those are really tough to handle for anybody, even a very experienced, solid bunter.
2 high pitches, and he's trying to place them.
Yep, he's bunting for a base hit. He wasn't trying to give himself up.
Absolutely not. So now 0-2. And they'll try to pick off play again, and
we're still playing our third baseman. He's tight, but we got 2 strikes. He needs to back off a couple steps.
He may not realize there's 2 strikes. I don't know how he wouldn't, but
Wyatt might have saw it. Hopefully,
might. Yeah, with 2.
And maybe coach wants him there. I mean, they're so talented at handling the bat for that kind of stuff. Who knows? I mean, they might put it down with 2 strikes. Who knows?
I'd be really, really surprised if they did. But
yeah.
So 0-2 count. Skylar Merritt playing third base now, way up on the grass. There's one up and away.
Sorry, he's 0-2. He had several pitches to waste here.
That may have been a pitch out. Wyatt Alexander was out of there pretty quick. White with a pretty good lead on first. Moon's gone over there a couple of times. 1-2 count now. Pitch in, swung on, foul back.
I got to give Dylan Moon some credit. He's probably done as good a job tonight at holding runners on as anybody we've had. I mean, when he's got somebody on, he knows how to get quick to home plate, turn and throw a few times. He's done a really nice job with that.
He's really done a nice job since he's came in. He's thrown pretty good pitches, pretty good command. There's a pitch, foul back. So Minahan keeps battling. Count stays 1-2. Now Merritt has backed up. I don't think he realized what the count was.
Yeah.
And you may be right. Maybe he didn't care. and maybe Coach Ben had him stay up there because who knows what they'll do. Moon backs off. Good job as White with a little bit bigger of a lead. Pitch home. That is one that has been called a strike all day. Low and outside.
Dylan himself's been hung up on that about 3 or 4 times.
He's been hung up.
He throws it, doesn't get it.
At least once this game. So count will go 2-2. Nobody out. Runner goes. Throw down to second, and that was close. Alexander came out of there. Minahan didn't move. So Alexander basically had to throw over him. Now Alexander's probably got 5 or 6 inches on him.
The runner made a really nice slide to the outside of the bag. If he had come straight into the bag, they'd have got him. But he slid around that tag. That was a nice job by him.
Count has gone full as that was a ball. So 3-2 count now to Minahan. Here comes the pitch. And that misses low and outside. And again, those are all of a sudden the strike zone has tightened up a little bit. And you can see Moon out there. He knows.
And Coach Ben's not happy with the strike zone either. He's kind of let the umpire have a sentence or two on the way out to talk to Dylan. I'm sure he's going to have a stare through Wyatt.
Oh, I'm sure, and he may have a couple of comments as he comes off. He kind of keeps that to himself, but Dylan's frustrated, and you can't blame the guy because he's been, like you said, he's been hung out on that all day.
Well, and guess what's coming here?
Well, this is Derek Shaheen, and Derek Shaheen with the 2-run double last inning.
I wouldn't be surprised if he bunted him over, too.
Yep, here he goes. Pulls back. Now throw down to first. They won't get him. So a called ball 1. on that bunt as Shaheen pulled back. Shaheen sets up. This time he'll swing away. There's a ball driven into center field. Center fielder back, makes the catch. Second baseman runner will tag. First base runner will hold.
And given the situation, I think we take that.
Well, I think so. I think it's a well-hit ball. Nate Libby in a pretty good position to make that play. Runner at second base, White, was holding or tagging up. He was ready to go. I'm a little surprised Minahan didn't try it.
This is probably as good a hitter as they have on the Rock Creek team. This young man can hit the ball.
Well, he can. He did fly out last time to the shortstop, a high fly to Will Rosenau. Ball 1 from Moon.
Just got to keep throwing strikes, trust the defense to play behind you.
In bottom of 5, Clay Center trails 4-2. There's a nice, I don't have any idea what was wrong with that pitch, and Dylan Moon not getting a break right now. Big smile to the home plate umpire. That was a breaking ball that looked to me like it was right over the plate.
It's a pretty good pitch.
So 2-0 count now. Moon fires in there. It's fouled back. Count goes 2-1. Well, it's tough, and it's easy for us to sit up here and say you can't let it get to you. You just got to keep playing. But if you're throwing that, knowing that those are called strikes and have been all day, and then all of a sudden it's not, there's a high fly ball. Evan Rosenau, first base, calling everybody off, makes the play for out number 2.
And like I say, if you just stay in the plate and you keep pitching and don't give anything away, it's hard for anybody, even a professional team, to string together 3-4 hits in a row.
Sure.
So at the high school level, it's probably even more difficult. So just stay in the strike zone and make them earn everything they get.
Well, a good job of Moon battling back in that. I know he's frustrated with 2 down. Runners on the corner. It's a hard ground ball to Merritt. Makes a dive, knocks it down. Did a great job just knocking that ball down. But Rock Creek will score a run as White was off on the crack of the bat. Skylar Merritt diving to his left, knocks it down.
Great effort by Skylar there.
Oh, great effort, but can't make a play, so.
Keeps the force out in order by knocking the ball down, as they've got guys on first and second now.
So now Minahan and Garrett on first and second. Rock Creek puts one more up. They go up 5-2 with 2 down. Brings up Churchman, the left fielder. Churchman has walked and flown out. Pitch from Moon inside.
Great stop by Wyatt. Wow.
Well, again, there's you can probably count on one hand the number of pass balls on Wyatt Alexander. He doesn't. He will sell out. One-0 pitch from Moon, low, ball 2. Inside, there's ball 3.
Dylan's starting to labor just a little bit. He's kind of overthrowing it to try to make up for being a little bit tired.
So
see if he can work through this, find that second wind.
3-0 count now from Moon. He'll have to battle back. Pitch in, strike 1. Good pitch from Dylan. Churchman taking all the way. Count goes 3-1. 2 outs, runners on first and second for Rock Creek. We're in the bottom of the 5th. 5-2 Mustang lead. Pitch from Moon, fouled. Count goes full, so 2 good pitches is Dylan Moon trying to battle back.
That was a really nice pitch.
Great
I'm
pitch.
surprised Churchman even got a piece of that.
So now the count goes full. We'll see what Moon does with this. Probably a similar pitch. And going back to second, nobody there, and I think Moon just
Keeping people on.
Just keeping people where they need to be. Pitch in. There's a hard grounder to first base, and Evan Rosenau can't make the play. That'll score 1. They're going to try to score 2, and they will. So Minahan and Garrett score on the error.
Well, that's kind of the one that'll get you. You know, we've talked about it all day today. If you go backwards on a ground ball on this field and with the grass going to dirt, it will eat your lunch.
Well, you can't do that, and you know it's one of the first rules you learn. You cannot back up on your heels. You can't make a play. Now the other issue now becomes Coach Andy Benn is forced to take Dylan Moon out. He just can't pitch him anymore. That's going to bring in Garrett Brem to try to finish off this inning. And now he's going to have to come in with a runner on third and 2 outs. A runner on second. Churchman should be on second, right?
Yes.
So Clay Center has now gone down 7-2.
And, you know, Evan's not going to be the first or the last guy that has something like that happen.
Oh, no doubt.
Ball's hit fairly hard. It's coming off a tough spot in the field with a little bit of side English on it, and you know, your mind just works against you a little bit sometimes.
Well, you know, you get in these situations, particularly that in this type of game, in a regional championship game, you know your season's on the line, and you start to overthink things rather than just playing the game and doing things the way that you've always done them. You try to overthink things, make things happen, and you know. That's really never a good ending for anyone.
Well, and all season long, he's made way more of those plays than he has.
Oh, he will for sure. But again, you're backing up and you're backing up on your heels, and then part of that is you just want to make the play.
Sure.
So now runner on second. Becker comes up for the Mustangs, and Garrett Brem now on the mound. Moon has gone to third. Brem fires home, and he's going to... Oh, and now a throw down to third base on the steal, and Churchman a little delayed on that. But he does get in safely.
Well, I think he thought he was out.
I think he thought he was out. I didn't see it. I thought... I actually, Sean, I thought Becker got hit.
Well, the umpire kind of made that call before the play ever happened, and Churchman laid there like, I must be out. He must have slid around it.
Well, I thought Becker got hit, but that was ball 1, so 1-0 count. Now Brem, there's strike 1. A little check swing from Becker.
Just a completely different look here when you throw Garrett up on the mound after you've seen right-handers all day.
Oh, yeah.
You bring him in with that big curveball and the left-handed delivery.
Lefty makes a huge difference. Called strike 2. Becker didn't like the call. Got to be careful giving that look to an umpire as a high school player.
Well, especially when you got a 7-2 lead, you don't want to give him any reason not to help you out with call. And I'm not saying that happens, but it could.
Well. So now 1-2 count on Becker. 2 down. Clay Center trailing by 5. They're down 7-2. Pitch to Becker. Inside. Ball 1. Ball 2. Counts 2-2.
Becker's got to let that one hit him. I mean, easy to say, but...
It's to Becker as Brem tries a breaking ball and doesn't break. He's got a nasty curve.
Well, you're about to see it right here, I have a feeling, because that's his out pitch.
From a lefty to a right-handed batter. There's one hit, slow roller to short. He'll have a play at first. He's got to hurry. You got to get it there. And he doesn't. And we've seen Will Rosenau do that a couple of times. He's just slow coming out of his throw. He fields it cleanly, and then he's just a little slow coming out. So Rock Creek will put another one on the board.
Well, he's just trying to time the hop.
Brem will throw over to first, and Becker back in safely. DeWeese comes up, the shortstop for Rock Creek. Now up 8-2, and now a balk is going to be called on Brem. So all of a sudden, whatever can go wrong for the Tigers is.
Well, DeWeese, I've really been impressed with him this year. He's about as good a defensive player as you're going to see in the state. That guy, he can cover ground. He's quick with getting rid of the ball. Just a very solid defensive player.
Pitch to DeWeese, strike one. And I didn't see the balk. I'm assuming Brem didn't set.
Correct. They called it because he didn't come set.
Because his motion is pretty good. His motion out of the stretch is good, but he does tend to work that ball into the glove a little bit and not come set. Or very close a lot of the times.
Well, a lot of times you'll see him, he doesn't get his head around very much ahead of the pitch. You'll see him look away, and he doesn't come around until he throws.
There's a curveball, slow roller right back to Brem. He'll have a play at first, throws over to Rosenau for out number 3. So Rock Creek puts up 4 more runs in this inning. They lead 8-2, headed to the top of the 6th when we come back.
Do you consistently have problems with your home Wi-Fi connection? Let Blue Valley Telecommunications help with our Managed Wi-Fi program. With Blue Valley's Managed Wi-Fi, technicians will provide you with a robust router, identify the best location for your router, and help configure all your devices to have the best experience possible. If your router malfunctions, we'll even replace it for free. Plus, we offer 24/7 technical support to manage and update your router, all for a small monthly charge. To learn more about Blue Valley's Managed Wi-Fi program, visit our website at bluevalley.net or call us today.
Believe it or not, it will be spring before long. Wallace Tree Value has bulk garden seeds, grass seeds, buffalo grass seed, fertilizer for yards and gardens, weed preventer, and plant foods. We have rental equipment to till your garden, aerate, dethatch, and reseed your yard, and a postal digger to help put up that fence. We don't have it all, but we have a lot of ways to make your life easier. Call us at 632-2851 or stop in at 423 Lincoln Avenue in beautiful downtown Clay Center. Open 7 days a week for you.
Back at Campbell Field, top of the 6th, Rock Creek has done some damage. 4 runs in that last inning. They now lead 8-2. And again, Sean, we talked about it when they played Marysville. We talked about it prior to this game. If you make errors on this Rock Creek team, or if you give them something, they will take advantage of it. And Clay Center's done that.
Yeah, and they won't give anything back.
They will not. It's just they're very good at the small ball. They're very good at making things happen off errors, and unfortunately, Clay Center has fallen into that trap a little bit. Jake Ferguson leading things off. He fouls one back.
And they do a really nice job of pitching to their defense, too. I mean, Zinger doesn't have a pile of strikeouts. We're putting the ball in play. Yeah. They're just making plays and not making errors.
Well, they're good. They're a good defensive team. We watched that with Marysville. We knew it. Clay Center has played them this year already. We know what kind of team they are, and they'll show it. You know, they're not going to come out. They don't have a 100-mile-an-hour pitcher. They don't have guys that can knock it over the fence.
Yeah, if there's one weakness in that team, I would say that it's probably lack of power. But other than that, man, they put some good swings on the ball. They play good small ball. Again, they play great defense. We've been over that a million times.
Oh, yeah.
But they do a lot of those little things that most teams just don't do.
There's another rip by Jake Ferguson, and he is 3 for 3 this game.
Well, if you're going to score 6 runs, you got to start with first guy. So there we are.
Well, Jake Ferguson now 3 for 3. And you know, Clay Center does a lot of good things, too. I've been calling Clay Center baseball for several years, and I've watched them gradually improve. Coach Andy Ben has done a great job with his team. He's eliminated a lot of the little things, gone back to a lot of the basics, and really improved. And there's a lot of young guys. There's a shot.
That's ripped
from Evan Rosenau, but left fielder for Rock Creek back and makes that play. But I'm telling you, Evan Rosenau has hit as well tonight as I've seen him hit all year.
Well, that ball there is his season in a nutshell. He has hit balls all year long, and unfortunately, they've been at people. I mean, he has just had a lot of hard luck when it comes to well-hit balls being right at people.
He really ripped that one, but left fielder for Rock Creek with a pretty decent play. So Will Rosenau now comes up with 1 out. Jake Ferguson on first.
Great stop by their catcher.
Yeah, geez. We've seen some good catcher play. You know, Brent Beaumont, we watched him with Con. He got a workout in that game against Clay Center. And now Garrett for Rock Creek, and, of course, Wyatt Alexander, one of the better catchers
That's a rope
in the league. There's a shot from Will Rosenau. That's going to find that right center gap and roll to the wall. Jake Ferguson at third. They're going to hold him. Yep. Will Rosenau with a stand-up double.
You throw the ball above the belt on the outer half of the plate, and Will Rosenau will make you pay. He will hit it to right center 9 times out of 10, and he'll hit it hard.
Boy, a great shot from Will Rosenau, and now we may see Becker come out. We alluded to that last inning that he was showing, and he's really showing it right now. Zinger. So we'll see. We'll keep it here for just a second.
Like I say, they just may be having a life conversation out there. We don't know for sure.
Possible with 1 out and a 6-run lead. You know, do you want to take him out now? Does he have anything? And you know what he's telling you. The pitcher's always going to tell you, no, I'm fine.
He's a competitor.
And he is going to stay in. I mean, as a coach, you never walk up to a pitcher and say, are you okay? Are you tired?
Well, you know what you're going to hear.
You're going to hear, yes, I'm fine. No, I'm not tired. I don't want to come out. So Garrett Brem steps in, 1 out, runners on second, third. Top of 6, Clay Center down 8-2. Brem sets, and he gets around on one. And that was a play by Coach Andy Bent.
Yeah, he doesn't need gloves, does he?
I won't call an error on that one. That was a nice play.
Yeah.
Garrett Brem had some power on that one. Brem straightens that out a little bit. We'll get a couple of runs. Pitch to Brem. Check swing, pulls back, ball 1.
And that's the important thing for the Tigers to remember here. I mean, they're a single away from really putting themselves back in the ball game.
Well, yeah, they're not out of it by a long shot. And they're sitting pretty good right now. If Brem can get a little shot here. Watches another one go by, ball 2.
And the way Brigham Glaves is hitting the ball, who's on deck, I'd take a walk, too.
Brigham's hit it pretty well the last couple of times he's been up, although
a little hard luck
both times, but he's hit it well. 2-1 count now to Brem with 1 out. Top of 6, low and away, 3-1.
Really starting to labor. He's pulling that arm across his body, trying to get through the pitch. Again, causing him to finish low and outside. Like Parker had that same issue
exactly.
In the first game.
3-1 pitch to Brem, catches the outside corner, strike 2. That's the pitch that Moon couldn't get.
Yeah. Unless he was batting.
Exactly. So now the count's full on Garrett Brem. Pitch in, foul back. Brem stays in battling. Three-two, 1 out. Pitch on the way. Low, gets away from the catcher. They're going to score. They're going to try to score Ferguson, and they do.
I'm going to bet Mr. Zinger's probably done after that batter. Yep, here comes
I would
Coach.
Certainly think so. So Garrett Brem.
Good effort by him.
We'll get down to first. Jake Ferguson will score. And we're going to have a pitching change at Campbell Field. Top of 6, Clay Center trails 8-3 with 1 down. Brigham Glaves up at bat when we come back.
Prepare for more profit from your milo and soybean ground. Wilbur Ellis Reed Seed and Feed has several ways to help you. Their fertilizer programs, chemical programs, and finance options are available to get you started. With their cutting-edge technology and years of experience, you can be confident that the health of your crops is in good hands. Call Wilbur Ellis for your post-emergence herbicides to help you stay in control of the weeds, and they'll figure out a fertilizer plan for your field soil type, crop, yield goal, and budget.
During spring field work, Central Valley Ag understands you simply can't afford downtime from unexpected equipment failure. That's why they recommend Cenex Premium Diesel Fuels with their enhanced additives formulated for the demands of today's modern engines. Plus, Cenex Premium Diesel Fuels are proven to deliver more power and up to 5% better fuel economy. Contact your Central Valley Ag Energy team to learn more today at 785-392-3031. You and Central Valley Ag, growing agriculture together.
Having a good quality coat of paint on your stock trailer, hay trailer, or semi-grain trailer will extend its lifespan and value. Let B&D Sandblasting and Painting use their expertise and specialized equipment along with high-quality primer and paint to revive and renew your trailers. B&D Sandblasting and Painting can take your old trailer and make it look like new and maintain its function and value. Give B&D Sandblasting and Painting a call at 632-0696.
So pitching change at Campbell Field. Toby Becker will come in.
We saw Becker earlier this year. He pitched a pretty nice game against us at Rock Creek that we dropped 5-4. But we did hit him. So hopefully we can continue to rattle these bats a little bit.
Becker had been at third base, so Brigham Glaves will step up with runners on the corners and one out. Clay Center has added a run. They trail 8-3. Top of 6, pitch to Glaves outside. Brigham struck out his first at bat and then has flown out twice, but both of those fly balls were well struck. 1-0 count, Brim on first. Not much of a lead. Strike one from Becker.
As a hitter, when you see this new pitcher, you got to be sitting on one of those first 2-3 pitches because you know he's trying not to fall behind in count, so you're going to get a nice straight pitch to hit a lot of times. We'll see what happens here going forward, but now the book's open. He can throw the curve, he can throw the fastball. I mean, he can throw anything he wants to.
He does go over to first, holds Brim. Rosenau on third, 1-1 count to Glaze. Here it comes. There's a well-hit ball into left field. That is probably going to drop foul and does. Boy, again, Glaze is hitting the ball pretty well.
Well, he's other way. He's a lefty, so he's going to the right side of the field quite a bit. If he can just get his backhand over the top on that swing a little bit, that'll take that loop out of it and make it a line drive instead of a fly ball.
So now with the count 1-2, you're going to have to protect here a little bit. Pitch to Glaze. There's one ripped down the third base line, and that's going to be foul. And that was just foul. He's right. That's a good call. It was foul. The Clay Center crowd doesn't like it. Coach Andy Bent doesn't like it.
That was close.
Well, I'm not so sure.
All right.
Yeah, Coach Andy Bent expressing his displeasure. Now back to baseball as Brigham Glaze back in with 1-2.
Really need to get this run home from third. There you go.
Glaze off the mark. Gets by the catcher. Here comes Rosenau sliding into third. He's going to be safe.
And there goes Brim to third.
And now Brim's going to try for third, and he's going to be thrown out. So Brim trying to make a little something happen, and Coach Andy Bent really upset with that. But another run does score. Will Rosenau does get in.
Well, it takes all the pressure off of Rock Creek because now they can play regular depths. They got nobody on base. He sticks at second. You're still putting pressure on him.
So 2-2 now to Glaze. There's one hit again down the left field line. That's going to be foul for sure.
I'm going to make a prediction that either the left fielder is going to catch the ball or Brigham's going to hit a single to left field. One of the two is going to happen.
Well, he's followed up that last foul with a hard shot down the third base line.
If he would turn on one, they are not taking that. That right field line doesn't have a guy hardly within Clay County of it.
No, it doesn't. I'm looking over there. You are exactly right.
But they are playing him the opposite way hard.
That right fielder playing over in right center. There's another one foul down the third base line. The right fielder is actually playing in right center. If you know where the 325 sign is, that's where he's at. Center fielder is more in left center, in between the 330 and 342. Now he's working his way over. So there's a huge gap in center, and there's a huge gap in right. Pitch to Glaze. That's fouled to Coach Andy Bent. Wow.
That was pretty nice there. Coach Bent's putting on a clinic over there in the
really
third base box.
That's the kind of shot I'm getting out of the way of. He's barehanding it. 2-2 to Brigham Glaves. 2 down. 8-4. Clay Center trails. Pitch to Glaves. Right back at the pitcher. And he'll go to first base.
They're really good at bat.
Round number 3. It's a great at bat for Brigham and some well-struck balls. Midway through the 6th, Clay Center adds a couple of more. They trail 8-4 when we come back.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
When you grow corn or soybeans for a living, you're always looking for the latest advances to help your fields be more profitable. That's why it's time to turn to Channel. When you plant elite Channel seed products, you also get the services of your very own Channel seedsman. You see, your seedman works with you year-round to make the most of your operation.
For customized service, expert advice, and elite seed products, contact Colton with Frontier Ag Supply, 785-630-0596.
Bottom half of the 6th, Clay Center trailing 8-4, but Sean, they're making some noise. They're chipping away at it. They're not letting Rock Creek, or they can't let Rock Creek get on the board anymore. They've given up 4 in the 3rd, 4 in the 5th, and they trail 8-4. But again, they're hitting the ball well.
Yeah, they're putting the ball in play. The difference in the game is the errors. I mean,
exactly.
It is. I mean, they are making plays that we have not made.
So Garrett Brem's still on the mound, facing Whaley. First pitch in high, ball 1. In the winter, advances to the state tournament in Salina next week, Thursday and Friday. The loser will see their season end. Pitch inside, strike 1. Whaley thought that was well inside. He's crowding the plate a little bit.
Well, yeah.
1-1 pitch.
They're starting to do the same thing Concordia did. They're crowding it because of that outside corner.
Well, you have to.
And so consequently, when they get a pitch on the inside part of the plate, they think it's a ball, and it's not.
2-1 pitch, strike 2. Count goes 2-2. Same thing. A little inside, but Whaley's crowding the plate. 2-2 pitch from Brem. Into Whaley. Ground ball. Shortstop. Rosenau plays it. Boots it. No play. So Whaley will reach first base on the error.
Those things kind of, I mean, where they kind of really get to you is in the fact that, you know, Garrett's not an overpowering pitcher.
Right.
And so eventually they're going to kind of time him up a little bit. So as many outs as you can get through fielding ground balls and stuff are just huge. When you don't get them, you just have a limited amount of batters before that gets bad.
Coach Andy Bent's going to come out and have a word with Garrett. I think the problem with Will right now is he struggled a little bit throwing the ball to first base, and now he's pretty conscious of that. So now he's having trouble fielding it, and they are going to have a pitching change.
Now,
here at the Tigers Den, looks like Josh Ferguson.
You're going to see something pretty cool here because Josh Ferguson is a freshman, and I'm going to tell you he's got a pretty good arm. So he will bring it up there.
So pitching change at Campbell, freshman Josh Ferguson coming into the game. Bottom of 6, Clay Center down 8-4 when we come back.
Here at TSI Kansas, we're looking for professional drivers to join our team. We offer great pay, incentive programs, paid health and dental insurance, along with 401k, vacation, and holiday pay. If you have a Class A CDL and a minimum 2 years over-the-road experience, give us a call at 785-632-5183 and ask for Heather.
Place your order now for next spring's crops and save a bundle. Count on Crop Production Services of Clay Center for the best quality corn and soybean seed. Their proven brands include DeKalb, Asgrow, Dynagro, Producers Hybrids, and LG. If you order now, you can take advantage of early cash and volume discounts, and they also have financing available. The agronomists at CPS stay current on the ever-changing field of seed technology, so they can provide well-informed advice to help increase your productivity.
Well, Josh Ferguson coming to the mound for the Tigers, the freshman, will step on the mound. I've seen him in varsity games as a pinch runner. I don't know that he's pitched.
I think that's the last game he was in.
That would have been the Marysville game as a pinch runner, and
Big brother Jake
hit him in to win the game. So Josh Ferguson, freshman for the Tigers, steps up to the mound with nobody out. Runner on first. And facing White. Shows bunt.
Now, the one thing that I noticed with Rock Creek when we played them here the other night, is they're pretty cruel to freshman pitchers. They like to run and do some things to mess with them, things that they're not used to seeing. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to eke out a run here.
Yeah, they might. Josh misses on his first two, down in the count 2-0. Well, it's tough, and it's tough on a freshman in any varsity level sport to come in. But to ask a freshman to come in and pitch is to throw down to first.
Nice throw.
A really nice throw is Whaley back in safely. Ask a freshman to come in and pitch in a regional championship game when you're down 4 runs is fairly nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it's hard on juniors, seniors, you name it, but throw the freshman factor in there and it's a little bit tougher.
Another bunt shown on 3-0 count. Ferguson throws one in there for strike one. There's a high fly ball. Second baseman back. Jake Ferguson now comes up, makes the play. So Ferguson makes the defensive play for his brother. Josh gets his first out in a varsity game. Our crack statistician, Steve Squires, 26 strikeouts for Josh in JV. He's faced 57 batters. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he throws it up there with a little authority.
So first batter he faces, he gets to fly out, and he'll be back at the top of the order against Minahan with one down. Ferguson fires in, strike one, catches that outside corner. And up 0-1. This is great experience for a freshman. Throw over to first, runner back in safely.
I guarantee it's something he's never going to forget as long as he's on this earth. He'll remember doing this when he's a freshman.
A lot of solid returning underclassmen for this Tiger baseball team that have seen a lot of varsity experience this year.
Yeah, they've really got a nice mixture of youth and some older kids, and of course we get to take most of them down the Junior Legion path here in another couple weeks.
Well, the group of seniors has been very solid. They've been pretty solid leaders. Pitch to Minahan, just misses outside, 0-2. Now the count will go 1-2.
Again, that's a pitch we've seen called quite a bit this evening and didn't get her there.
Well, all three. This crew has been pretty consistent with calling that, all three of them.
I like that pitch on 0-2, though.
I do, too. It's a good pitch. There's one driven into right center field, and that's probably going to drop.
for a base hit, maybe 2. Minahan will try to stretch it. He'll get it in. Rock Creek's going to hold the runner at third. Minahan in with a stand-up double. Whaley gets around to third. And with 1 out, that'll bring up Derek Shaheen. So now you got to wonder, with Rock Creek leading 8-4, 1 out, runner on second, third, what will Shaheen do? Will he try to get a couple more in? Will they go back to the small ball? Or will they let him swing away? He has doubled in this game.
I will bet you that they have him swing away.
He flew out his last at bat. Ferguson's pitch in. He does swing away. Good pitch by Josh. Fouled back, strike 1.
And Josh is not, he's got a curveball. He doesn't throw it very often because he hasn't had to. He usually overpowers kids his age. Relies heavily on that fastball, and if it's well placed, it's very effective.
0-1 to Shaheen, misses high and in. Count goes 1-1. I got to know Josh a little bit in football this year, and Josh is very calm demeanor. Doesn't get real shook up about anything. Pitch in, foul back, 1-2. And he's kind of showing it right now. Doing business, looking at the dugout, getting instructions from Andy Bent.
An off speed would be really nice right here, but I don't know that it's developed enough to use yet.
Well, 1-2, we'll see what he does. And he does. There it is, and that just misses high. Well, that's a nice-looking pitch.
Yeah, if he has that down in the strike zone, I believe Mr. Sheen would be headed to the dugout. A little high.
Count goes 2-2. Good pitch by Josh Ferguson. 1 out. Runner on second and third. Now he's going to miss outside. Count will go full.
That's always the thing you fight. You throw the curveball, then it's hard not to pull across.
It is.
And it's just back to mechanics.
3-2 pitch from Josh Ferguson.
Nice pitch.
High fly ball from Shaheen. That's over near the third base dugout, and that'll be out of play. So good pitch from Ferguson.
These Tigers haven't given up yet. Half the team was chasing that, so that's good.
That's good to see it. 8-4, bottom of 6. So Tigers trying to get out of this inning back to the top of the 7th for their last shot. Full count pitch from Josh Ferguson on the way. That is ripped down the left field line, but foul. Wow. That's about as hard a hit as we've seen today.
Yeah. Not quite as bad as that Concordia catcher hit one, Beaumont.
Out into the highway.
Yeah, I think it is waiting for people at Hutch Mayrath when they go back to work tomorrow.
I wouldn't doubt it. 3-2 pitch from Ferguson. There's another high fly ball. That's out into right field. Right fielder up on a run, foul, and can't make the catch. That's a foul ball.
Great effort.
Great effort from Brigham Glaves. Diving, trying to make that catch well into foul territory, so runners cannot advance.
You know, I'd tell you what, Brigham's played really gutsy tonight. He just keeps scrapping and working hard. Something good's going to happen for him.
So count stays full. Again, good battle between Shaheen and Josh Ferguson. 3-2 pitch. On the way, that's hit right up the middle. That's going to score 1, maybe 2. And that will score 2 Rock Creek Mustangs. And now getting to second.
Nobody, okay.
And Shaheen makes it into second as Alexander trying to throw him out. Ball goes out into center field, but Nate Leiby right there. So Shaheen will hold up at second. And Rock Creek will tack on 2 more. And that's going to be it for Josh Ferguson. And I tell you what, Josh Ferguson did as good a job as I think you could ask for. But I like what Coach Andy Benn is doing here. You don't want to put that kind of pressure on your freshman.
No.
Right now. He's done what he could. He showed he can do it. And he did a good job.
And he's going to be a lot of fun to watch for the next 3 years.
He will be. So Keegan Brownell is going to come in relief for Josh Ferguson. Tigers trail 10-4 when we come back.
I am Alicia Linhart with Union State Bank. As a mother of 2 children born at our medical center, I'm excited to share that Union State has committed to contribute $100,000 toward the Clay County Medical Center expansion project. A medical center in a town our size is something to be proud of. At Union State Bank, we've set a new standard for banking. Union State will continue to serve the people and businesses in our community. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Replacing a roof is a substantial undertaking. It's one of the biggest financial commitments a homeowner will make. But the long-term value of a solid, attractive, and leak-free roof is well worth it. McGee Roofing offers residential and commercial roofing replacement, along with guttering and siding. With the colors and textures available in siding, you can customize the look of your home or business. For roof replacement or repair, gutters and siding, McGee Roofing is committed to customer satisfaction. Call them for an estimate.
Well, Keegan Brownell is going to come in for Josh Ferguson, the freshman. I thought did a great job. He's going to stay at third base. And Brownell will come in with 1 out, facing Zenger. There's a rip to shortstop. Will Rosenau able to knock it down, but really no play other than to keep that ball from going into left field and holding the runner on third. So now Garrett will come up with runners on the corner, 1 out, bottom of 6, and Clay Center's down 10-4. Pitch to Garrett, strike 1. Catches the inside corner.
Keegan Brownell had a really nice outing at Minneapolis this last week. Game we kind of eked out at the end, and he pitched really, really well.
There's a rip to third base. Josh plays it. He'll go to second, get that runner, try for 2, and they're not going to get him. And Rock Creek will score 1. Nice play by Ferguson at third. Rock Creek will score Shaheen. They'll get Zenger out at second. And Garrett will be safe at first.
Nearly turned it.
Nearly. Ferguson getting a trial by fire out here tonight in his first real varsity action. There's a hard shot to second base. Jake Ferguson over to Evan Rosenau, and that will end the inning, but not before Rock Creek puts up 3 more. They lead 11-4, coming to the top of the 7th. Clay Center's last chance when we come back.
The Citizens National Bank is ready to provide you with a great borrowing experience, whether you're buying, building, or refinancing a home. We offer first-time home buyer, FHA, VA, and conventional home loans with competitive interest rates on a national level and flexible term options to fit your financial situation. With little money down, we can assist you with getting into your dream house. The Citizens National Bank, mortgage loans with the personal attention you deserve. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Injuries can occur at inconvenient times, but Ortho On Call is there for you. The After Hours Injury Clinic at the Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Center is open Monday through Friday till 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday till 4 p.m. They can treat broken bones, strains and sprains, as well as small cuts or wounds with no appointment necessary. Ortho On Call provides an alternative to emergency rooms and urgent care, and they accept most insurances. Located at 1600 Charles Place in Manhattan, the greatest comebacks begin here.
Well, top of 7, Clay Center is on their last gasp here, Sean, down 11-4. And they will have the 2, 3, and 4 batters coming up. Libby and Alexander will try to start things off.
Let's start with these seniors and see if they can set the table, get things started.
Toby Becker's still on the mound for Rock Creek. Libby stands in. That one's fouled. Out of play.
Pretty good swing on that.
Out over the first base side. Good swing. Leiby's 1 for 3. He singled his last time at bat. Pitch on the way low, 1-1. Becker fires home, misses high, 2-1. Top of 7, Clay Center trailing 7. They're down 11-4. Nate Leiby, one of the seniors on this team, fouls one back, strike 2.
And Nate's had a really good career here at Clay Center. You know, he played quite a bit as a sophomore. He played as a junior. Obviously, he's played all year as a senior. He's got a broken bone in his hand he's been playing with for the last few weeks. And he's just been a big part of Tiger baseball for a few years.
He watches it go. That's well outside. Count goes full. Becker wanting... Did he really ask where that was?
I think so.
Full count now to Nate Leiby. Pitch in. That's ripped down the third base line. That'll go out into left field off the knee of the third baseman. That's a shot. So Nate Leiby heads to first base. That's a good hard hit ball from Nate Leiby. So now Wyatt Alexander comes up. Alexander 1 for 3 in this game.
But Rock Creek hasn't really fooled anybody. I mean, they're not striking a lot of guys out.
No.
They're just pitching to defense, and defense is making plays.
Leiby with a lead on first. Alexander's going to foul that back out of play. Wyatt with a big swing, and, you know, if Wyatt connects, he'll be out into the highway.
Yeah.
He does have power. You know, sometimes Wyatt wants to do a little too much.
Yeah, he's got to stay, you know, we're 7 runs down. Just stay short, pass it on to the next guy.
Well, that's a competitor in him, too.
Yep.
0-1. There's a ground ball to third base. They'll get 1 at 2, trying to get Wyatt at 1, and they do.
I'm going to tell you, they turn the double play as well as any team in the state. I'll say that right now, and I haven't seen them all, but there's not going to be very many that turn it as pretty as they do.
Well, that's about as good as it gets, because that was a tough double play. Not sure what happened. Oh, Coach Andy Ben over with Rock Creek's catchers. He got hit with a bat. Didn't even see that. Just making sure he's okay. So Dylan Swihart now with 2 down here in the top of the 7th. Pitch to Swihart, swung on and missed, strike 1. Swihart watches one go by, strike 2. Outside corner. Gonna have nightmares about that.
Oh, man. They got nothing to hang their heads about. You know, they came from behind and beat Concordia earlier. They're giving this team all they want. There's another single.
Well, that's made by the shortstop on the play, but they can't get Swihart out. He's going to turn and go to 2. He should get in there fairly easy, and they do. They'll just let him go. So Dylan Swihart with a hard hit ball. He'll turn a single into a double.
He's not ready to go home yet.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's going to bring up Keegan Brownell. So 2 outs. Swihart's on second. Brownell fouls first pitch back. Strike 1. Keegan's just a junior, and he's done a great job. Keegan's that kid that can play third. He can play second. He can pitch. Probably play in the outfield if you stick him out there. I think he's best at third base. I think he's very good there. One foul back, but he plays short and second pretty well, too.
Yep. You can't have enough of those type of guys that you can kind of play anywhere. And, you know, Tiger's got several of those guys that can play A lot of different positions.
Well, I don't think any of them really mind.
Nope.
I think as long as they're on the field, they don't really care where they're at. Pitch to Brownell, swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. And Rock Creek is going to win this game. They're going to beat the Tigers 11-4 as they dogpile out on the pitcher's mound. So Clay Center falls 11-4 to Rock Creek. We'll see their season come to an end. Let's take a break, bring you back, and wrap it up after this.
As a third-generation seed company, Oldie Seed has pioneered the development of soil-specific hybrids that thrive in your soils. Our Know-to-Grow research program is the largest in the Midwest and utilizes advanced technologies including Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link soybeans. Oldie's research program delivers top yields while helping you win the war on resistant weeds. This season, don't settle for anything less than a soil-specific seed from Oldie Seed.
Well, a tough loss. I mean, it's never easy to lose, but, you know, you look at this team, this Tiger team from top to bottom and where they've come, particularly over the last 5 or 6 years, and here they are in the regional championship, again, competing with a good Rock Creek team that only has a couple losses on the season. And, you know, this team's going to go into Salina, and Rock Creek's going to make some noise. And if anybody overlooks them, that's going to be a problem.
Well, they've become kind of a perennial, you know, staple in going to that state tournament. They start the first of the year. They expect to be there, and it shows in the way they play. They're a really solid, very fun team to watch.
Well, they are. They're a solid team, and so is this Clay Center Tiger team. You know, the job that Coach Andy Bent, Coach Sean Libby has done with this team has been incredible. Want to mention each senior before we leave. Nate Libby, we talked about Nate a little bit. Just a great athlete. Nate is always there, loves this sport, and it shows. He just does a great job.
Yep, good leader.
And then Levi Fitzenmeyer. Levi Fitzenmeyer is a role player. He's the player that will show up every practice, work harder than anybody. He may get in, he may not. They may just use him as a pinch runner, but he doesn't care. When he's put in the game, he'll give you 100% every time. And Levi's that way in every sport that he plays. Wyatt Alexander, the animal. Wyatt has been a lot of fun for me over the last couple of years in football. I've gotten to know him well. He's a competitor. He's fiery. Sometimes a little over the top, but a better catcher you're probably not going to find than Wyatt Alexander.
No, very talented young man.
Extremely good. Evan Rosenau, we've watched Evan come along so far in everything that he does. Evan's the kid that you look at and you question whether he's really on the baseball team or on the basketball team, but then he goes out and he will make you pay for that.
Yeah, you get 110% of what Evan has all the time.
Evan's a blast, and he'll be missed. Brigham Glaves, you know, Brigham, we had Brigham in football for a little while. He decided to devote it to baseball and basketball. That's kind of his passion. Very good baseball player. He's another one that can play about anywhere. Really good outfielder, makes a lot of ground in a hurry, and you know, Brigham's another guy that we're going to miss a lot next year.
Yeah, he's a good leader for this team as well.
Those guys have been great leaders for Coach Andy Bent, but a lot of great guys coming up, too. We've seen a lot of juniors, a lot of sophomores. Watched Josh Ferguson come in tonight and pitch and play third base. We've got a couple named McDonald coming up that have had some varsity experience this year. We watched Logan in the first game, but this is going to be a fun team. You know, Clay Center baseball is back where it belongs.
Well, and this regional was probably as tough a regional as there was in the state. I mean, even the team with the worst record, which was Chapman, had beaten teams within our regional, and they'd given Rock Creek a run earlier in the year. So to come out of it and get into the title game is a small victory, but man, it's something you can really build on if you look at it the right way.
Well, and they will, and Coach Andy Bent will remember this next year, and you know the guys will come out next spring and they'll do it again, and they'll be a lot of fun to watch again next year. So, Sean, I appreciated you coming along for the ride. It's been a lot of fun having you.
Enjoyed it.
I'll look forward to having you for the next couple of years as well, too. So that is going to wrap up our coverage of Clay Center Tiger baseball. They will end their season as they fall to Rock Creek. Rock Creek will advance to the state tournament. Clay Center Lady Tigers, you've heard that from Rocky Downing. They will advance to the state tournament undefeated on the season, and we will have that call for you next week from Salina. That's going to wrap up our coverage for our studio engineer, Bernie Fancella, Rocky Downing in Salina. Also appreciate the help of Steve Squires, our crack baseball statistician. Also, Sean McDonald for riding along with me.
For KCLY Sports, I'm Phil Casper.